Did you know that approximately 680,000 dogs are euthanized each year? That's a lot. But did you also know that these dogs are being euthanized not because of bad behavior, but because they were just dumped by their owner for whatever reason they can find to just get rid of them? I'm going to point out to you a few reasons why not only should we end the business of backyard breeding, but we should save a life by adopting a pet versus buying one. So let me give you a little background on how it all started for me. This is a true story. When I was 17 years old and living in the small town of Chiefland, Florida, I happened to run up to a group of people harassing a dog, hitting it with sticks, kicking it, growling back at it, and shaking the poor boy's face very, very aggressively. Turns out this dog was a pit bull, and they were doing everything they can to make it mean in order to fight it. I was hysterical, completely hysterical. Quickly, I ran up to these drunk rednecks without a single fear in my body, screaming at them to stop. I think the only reason they even paid me any attention was because I was waving money around like I was at an auction trying to win something. Dumbfounded, they looked at me and laughed, and I laughed back, and I remember saying with tears in my eyes, "Take all this money, it's all I have, just give me the dog." The biggest and what looked like the dumbest one of them all walked right up to me, snatched the $112 out of my hand, and kicked the dog my direction and said, "You can have it." The poor dog followed me back to my car, slouching, scared, tail tucked between its legs. It's sad because the dog just died not that long ago. Tail between its legs, and just got in my car like he didn't know what to do. And that is where my heart broke. I knew that something had to change. I realized at that point that not everyone has the best intentions for an animal. In fact, being from the little town I was from, it was easy to find out information about these guys. They were breeders and they bred to fight. Now, not all breeders are breeding to fight. A lot of animals, not all breeders are breeding to fight, but a lot of these breeders lack care for these animals. For example, there are several code enforcement regulations for backyard breeders that they must order to make breeding legal. The Jacksonville newspaper explains that a certificate for a puppy must be renewed every 30 days until the puppy is sold. I do not know a single breeder that abides by that. Also, it is illegal to sell a dog that hasn't had updated shots or is older than 8 weeks old. But here's the real kicker in that. Most of these health certificates aren't even honored by veterinarians because they can't monitor the medication that's being given to these dogs. So they can't verify if it was stored right, if it was expired, if it was up to date. So a lot of times these dogs are being bred, somebody's paying a lot of money for them, they're taking them to the vet, and you're having to revaccinate, remedicate, certify these animals because there's nobody enforcing what these backyard breeders are doing. But it's not just the backyard breeders. What about all the other dogs that are surrendered at shelters every day, which according to the ASPCA is 34%. 34% of dogs are surrendered to a shelter, a kill shelter, a humane society every day. And do you know what the main excuse is for the owner for dropping their dog at the kill shelter? "I don't have enough time to spend with him," or "I didn't realize the dog was going to get so big." So you mean to tell me because you're too busy, your dog deserves to lose his life? And I know it's sad, but that's the reality of it. The dog is going to die when they drop them off at the shelter. The older the dog, the harder it is for them to find a home. The breed determines on how long the dog will even last in a shelter. So here are all these dogs sitting in cages, so in love with their owners, they're just sitting there waiting for them to come back and to get them, which will probably never happen. Time just ticks away until their time is up, a euthanization. Yes, there may be a specific age or breed that you may want for a puppy or an older dog, and I can promise you that all rescues and shelters will be able to find you whatever you need. So let me get to the point. Are you looking for a pet, or are you not looking for a pet? Do you know somebody that's looking for a pet? We have to start spreading knowledge on the backyard breeders and how often dogs are being dropped off to kill shelters and the Humane Society, and let people know that there's options for them and that they should rescue versus buying. The best way you can get involved in get involved and help is to volunteer. One, to volunteer at your local shelters, which I have here, their phone numbers, if you would like to call them after my wonderful speech. And go give a dog some love. And next time you're looking for a dog, you can go and contact the Humane Society, see what they have available. If it's not the dog you're looking for, you can call local rescue. Local rescues are friends with other local rescues, so they will be able to find you whatever you want. Transportation's an issue, they'll bring the dog to you. Okay, so yes, go volunteer, go give a dog some love, let them know there are people out there who still love them, and not to give up hope. A main purpose in a dog's life is to love. A main purpose in a dog's life is to love, and not only would you be doing so much for that dog to volunteer, but doesn't it feel great when you walk in and a dog is excited to see you? I mean, that's like the best feeling in the world. I guarantee you the second you walk in, all their tails will go wagging. So I'll leave you with this. 680,000 dogs are euthanized each year, majority of them for no reason other than irresponsible owners. If you've ever owned a dog, you would know there is no explaining the unconditional love that a dog has for its owner. So how can we just sit back and let these dogs lose their lives over nothing? I know it's not every day people are going out and getting new pets, but we must spread the knowledge of how these animals are really treated and what's really going on at these shelters and in the backyards of these breeders. Next time you get a pet, get in touch with the rescue. Next time you are thinking of getting a pet, get in touch with rescues, the Humane Society, or the Pound to save a life. The dog will forever be grateful and love you unconditionally. In the meantime, spread the word to those you can, so hopefully they will make the right decision to adopt and not shop.
Good job.